Hello YouTube, Freedom here, and today I'm going to be showing you a weapon system that I made on Roblox. It's pretty simple, and but I made it myself. I made it, so hope you enjoy it. So, I'll leave a link in the description to it, but let me show you its features. So, when you bring it in, you'll be given a model. In it will be a folder called Weapons, a README, and 3 models. So let's just get started by setting it up. Drag replicate storage to replicate storage and ungroup. Drag server script service into server script service and ungroup. Drag starter character scripts into starter character scripts, which is inside starter player, and ungroup. This will show your arms in first person. So the weapons you get are the blunderbuss, Captain's flintlock pistol, Colt 45, flintlock pistol, Luger, M1 Garand, Sterling, and trench gun. A little bit of everything. We got a shotgun, an SMG. You got everything you really need. Now, each one only has very little inside of it, meaning it's very easy to edit these and create your own weapons, which is the whole point of it. So, the README, it just tells you what's inside, weapons inside, and how to install it. So we'll delete that. So, what my system is this system also has a very cool feature I like. It's basically it means you can do headshots. I know it seems like a simple little thing, but hey, you know, it's something. It's different. However, the code is not that complex. Here's the core. I've labeled everything the best I could. So here we're setting up important variables: the player, the weapon, the mouse, debounce, reloading. Then we're setting up the animations. Then we're setting up the weapon specific variables for the max ammo, which is how much ammo your weapon can have, how far it can shoot, how much damage it does per shot, per bullet, its spread, how many bullets come out of the barrel at once, time for the reload, how long it takes to the delay before you can fire again after reloading, and the cooldown, which means how fast you can spam it. Then we have the laser specific code. The L, R, LG, and LB are laser red, laser green, and laser blue. And the LT is laser transparency. And it's pretty self-explanatory. The RGB correlates to the brick colors. Let me show you. Yep. Laser dot brick color equals brick color dot new red, green, blue. This is all pretty complex, so I recommend you don't do anything in here unless you want to do like something else. Everything below this you don't really need to mess with. You don't have to mess with all that. Basically, you just mess with these variables and you're good to go. Each weapon has 4 bullets and the handle. The 4 bullets is where the bullets will come out, where the laser will come out of. The handle has the equip, fire, and reload sounds, as well as the weld for handle and bullet for bullets. I use a plugin that has a weld button in it, which is very useful. That way I don't need to use a script, and it keeps the scripts down, obviously. So the weapons are pretty self-explanatory. Each one has animations, the muzzle. Each weapon comes with tooltips and has a icon on them. Let me show you. So, as we can see here, each weapon has a icon and a tooltip. A musket shotgun. Yeah, the sounds don't quite line up. I'm not very good at making animations. It's not that hard to make your own animations. You just bring in a dummy and you make an animation for it, and you upload that animation, and then you replace the ID in the animations folder for the idle, fire, and reload, and you're good. The captain's flintlock. No captain worth his ship would be caught without this trusty pistol. The gun that the revolver that won the West. Here's an example of the cooldown. This weapon has a 0.5 cooldown. Which basically means you can't fire it for 0.5 seconds after pressing the mouse button. Listen. Flintlock. Luger, which is seriously. There we are. Now, and here's the Sterling. It's like a Sten, but weirder to hold. The Sten and the magazine pistols use a similar. The Luger and the Sterling use similar animations. Trench gun. The Garand, which of course has its iconic ping. However, you might not want these weapons, which I've got you covered. Maybe you want a space or laser tag theme, the hyper laser system. Maybe you want a more Vietnam style. Boom, the Nam weapons. And each pack comes with everything that the original system comes with, but new weapons. So when you install these, you just need to delete those. If you've already imported the weapon system. If not, you use them. The TSW, the Hyper Laser pack, comes with 3 weapons for the blue, for the red, and 3 non-team specific ones, each in their own folder. These guys use a solid, like the beams aren't transparent. The Vietnam weapon pack comes with a Colt 1901, comes with a pistol, an M16, an AK, a C96, and a shotgun. Which, let me show you. I would show you Hyper Laser too, but there's just so many of them. And we just wait for our character to load, and shotgun. The shotguns technically have infinite ammo. They only have one shot, but they reload when you pump it. So maybe you want to make your own pistol. You want to make your own weapon. Well, you've probably seen it throughout this video, but I have a bunch of meshes over here for weapons. And we'll be using some. So let me just grab some. I'll be right back. So I have the two weapons we will be using today, right here. So these are two weapons I just chose because I like them. I like the look of them. So how do you turn these into functioning weapons? Well, first of all, you'll want to choose your what you want to use as the base. We'll just let's use the Luger. Let me grab the Luger, the Sterling. Pop those out. Place that right next to that. Place this right next to that. So, Luger. We'll drag the Desert Eagle into the Luger. The 4 bullets needs to go where you want it to go, but I recommend at the muzzle. You'll want the equip sound. You'll want a reload sound. And a fire sound. Those are required sounds. Fire, equip, and reload sound. You need all of those typed exactly like that in there. Delete that. Rename this to handle. And and make sure to unanchor that. Make sure these are unanchored, because otherwise it won't quite work. And make sure that they're in a decent enough tool grip for you. The tool grip form is good for you. And we're going to rename this to Deagle. Now I'm going to get rid of the texture ID. Core, we'll check this. Yeah, we'll set it to 7. And yeah, that looks good. Now for the scar, let's drag this over to there. Rename that to the fire sound. We'll drag this into the Sterling. The 4 bullets, let's move this to the muzzle. And core, we'll set the ammo to 20, fire rate to 2, spread 1, damage per shot 15. Yeah, that looks good. So we'll close that up. Equip, reload. Okay. weld these together. And we name that to handle. And rename this to tool grip editor. That's a little back. It's a little tilted. And that should be good. Here we have the deagle, which I forgot to weld. Gosh darn it. Plugins. Weld. Alright. There we go. I'm sorry about that, folks. So is with that. Under anything. Oh well. Alright. Well, anyways, that's how you make a custom weapon with a mesh. That's how you make custom weapons. I will be using this in my group's new old game. The game I'm using for, I'll be remaking on my group. It's called The War of Zombies, and I'm going to be using this weapon system as its weapon system. I've thought about using things like a Viet Thin and a Poop XD, but I decided to keep it simple. I'll be using my weapon system, and that's all. That's it for now. I hope you enjoyed today's episode, and if you did, well, leave a like, subscribe, and I'll see you next time, I guess.